When I was 27 years old, I worked in an office in San Francisco. I did my job well. My future looked good. I was alone in the world, but I was happy. On Saturday afternoons, I did not work. I sailed my small boat on San Francisco Bay. One Saturday afternoon, I sailed too far. A strong wind moved my boat out of the bay. It pushed me into the Pacific Ocean. Night came. I was afraid. I lost hope. A small British brig saw me at night. The sailors took me on board. The brig was going to London. The voyage was long and there were many storms. I worked as a sailor to pay for my trip. When I arrived in London, my clothes were old and dirty. I had only $1 in my pocket. With this dollar, I ate and slept for the first 24 hours. During the next 24 hours, I did not eat and I did not sleep. At about 10 the next morning, I went to Portland Place. I saw a child with a big pear. The child ate a small piece and threw the pear on the street. I stopped and looked at it. I was very hungry. I wanted the pear. I tried to pick it up, but people always walked by and looked at me. Each time I turned away and waited. I tried again and again, but the same thing happened. I was desperate. I decided to take the pear and not care about people. At that moment, a gentleman opened a window behind me and said, "Come in here, please." A well-dressed servant opened the door. He took me to a beautiful room. Two old gentlemen sat there and talked about something important. Their breakfast was still on the table. I was very hungry and I looked at their breakfast. The two men made a bet a few days earlier, but I did not know it at that time. I learned about the bet later. Now I will tell you what happened. The two old gentlemen were brothers. For several days, they argued about a strange idea. They decided to end the argument with a bet. This was the subject of the bet. The Bank of England made 2 banknotes. Each banknote was for £1,000,000. They made them for a deal with another country. England used one banknote. The other banknote stayed in the bank. Brother A said to Brother B, "If an honest and intelligent stranger comes to London, and he has no friends and no money, except a £1,000,000 banknote, he will starve. Because, if he goes to the bank to change the note or to any place, the police will arrest him. People will think he stole it." Brother B said, "I do not agree. I think he can live." They argued for days. Then Brother B said, "I bet £20,000. The stranger can live for 30 days with the banknote. He will not go to prison." Brother A accepted the bet. Then, Brother A went to the bank and got the £1,000,000 banknote. He came home and prepared a letter. After that, the two brothers sat by the window and waited for the right man. They saw many honest faces, but the people were not intelligent. They saw intelligent faces, but those people were not honest. They saw honest and intelligent faces, but those people were not poor. They saw honest, intelligent, and poor faces, but those people were not strangers. When they saw me, they thought I was the right man. They asked me questions and quickly learned my story. They told me I was the right man for their bet. I asked them to explain the bet. One gentleman gave me an envelope. I wanted to open it, but he said, "No, open it later in your hotel room. Read it carefully." I felt confused. I felt like a joke. I left the house. I looked for the pear, but it was gone. I was angry with those two gentlemen. Far from their house, I opened the envelope. There was money inside. I did not read the letter. I ran to the nearest place to eat. I ate and ate. At last, I took out the envelope to pay. I looked at the banknote and almost fainted. It was a very large banknote, £1,000,000. I was speechless. I stared at it. I thought the two gentlemen made a mistake. Maybe they wanted to give me a £1 note. The owner of the eating place looked at the note too. We were both surprised. I did not know what to do, so I gave him the note and said,
Please give me the change.
The owner said,
I am very sorry, sir. I cannot change this note. I have no money for change.
Then he said,
You can pay for this food whenever you want. I understand you are a very rich gentleman who likes to dress like a poor man. Please come here and eat any time. You can pay later.
I left the eating place and hurried back to the house of the two gentlemen. I wanted to correct their mistake. I was nervous. The same servant opened the door. He said,
The gentlemen are gone.
I asked, Gone? Where? He said,
To the continent, I think.
I asked, when will they come back? He said,
In 1 month.
A month? This is terrible. I must talk to them. It is very important.
I cannot help you, sir. I do not know where they are.
Please tell them I came here to correct a mistake. I will return tomorrow.
I will tell them if I see them, but I will not see them, sir. Do not worry, everything is all right. They will return on time and they will see you then. Goodbye.
I was confused. My head felt like fog. Then I remembered the letter. I opened it. It said,
You are an intelligent and honest man. You are also poor and a stranger. In this envelope you will find some money. It is yours for 30 days only. At the end of 30 days, return to this house. I have a bet on you. If I win the bet, you can have any job you want, with any salary you want.
There was no signature, no address, and no date. How strange. I went to a park and sat down. I thought about what to do. After an hour, I decided this. The two old gentlemen are playing a game with me. They are betting on me. If I go to the Bank of England to return the note, they will ask many questions. If I tell the truth, no one will believe me, and they will send me to an asylum. If I tell a lie, the police will arrest me. I cannot give the note to anyone, because no honest person will take it. I will keep the note for 1 month. I must not lose it. If I help the old man win the bet, he will give me the job I want. This idea made me happy. I started to walk down the streets of London. Every time I passed a tailor's shop, I wanted to buy new clothes, but I had no small money to pay. The £1 million note was useless for change. I passed the same tailor 6 times. At last I went in. I asked quietly, Do you have an old, ugly suit that no one wants? A man nodded. Then another man nodded and said, 1 moment, please. He took me to a back room and looked at some very ugly suits. He chose the worst one for me. I wanted a suit, so I said nothing. It was time to pay. I said, Can you wait a few days? I have no small change. He said,
Oh, you have no small change. Uh-huh. I thought a rich man like you always has big money.
My friend, I said, you cannot judge a stranger by his clothes. I can pay, but can you change a large banknote?
Of course.
He said coldly. I gave him the note. He smiled. Then his smile disappeared when he read it. The owner came and asked,
What is the trouble?
I said, No problem. I am waiting for my change. The owner said,
Todd, give him his change quickly.
Todd said,
That is easy to say. But look at the banknote.
The owner looked at the note. Then he looked at my ugly suit.
Todd,
He shouted,
you are stupid. How can you sell this ugly suit to a millionaire? You cannot see the difference between a millionaire and a poor man.
He turned to me.
I apologize, sir. Please take off those clothes and throw them in the fire. Put on this fine shirt and this handsome suit. It is simple but elegant.
I was very happy with the new suit. The owner said,
Wait. First, see what we can make in your size. Todd, bring a pen and a book.
He measured my legs and arms. He ordered morning suits, evening suits, shirts, coats, and more. I said, Sir, I can buy these only if you change my banknote. or if you can wait for the money. He said,
Wait. I can wait forever. Todd, send these things to the gentleman's address. Other customers can wait. What is your address, sir?
I am changing my home. I will come back and give you my new address, I said.
Very good, sir. Let me show you the door. Good day.
The impossible thing happened. I bought everything without money. I showed my banknote and asked for change, but no one could change it. I still got all I needed and all the luxuries I wanted. I stayed at an expensive hotel in Hanover Square. I ate dinner at the hotel. For breakfast, I went to Harris's. It was a small eating place. It was the first place that gave me food when I had the big banknote. News about me and my banknote went all over London. Harris's became famous because I ate there. People came to Harris's because they wanted to see me. Harris was happy with many new customers. I lived like a rich and important man. I spent money on credit. I felt I lived in a dream, but I often told myself, this dream will end when the two men return. Everything will change. My story was in the newspapers. Everyone talked about the strange millionaire with the £1,000,000 note. A magazine printed a funny picture of me on the cover. People talked about everything I did. They followed me in the streets. I kept my old clothes. Sometimes I wore them when I showed the big banknote. The shop owners' faces changed. It was funny. After 10 days in London, I visited the American ambassador. He was happy to meet me. He invited me to a dinner party that evening. He told me he knew my father from Yale University. He invited me to visit his home any time. I was glad to have an important friend. I thought, when people know about the bet, I will need a friend. I also thought, I will give back money to all shop owners who gave me things without payment. If I win the bet, I will get an important job with a big salary. I will pay everyone with my first year's salary. One night, the ambassador invited me to dinner. There were 14 people at the dinner party. They were all dukes and duchesses. They were all rich and famous people. The ambassador, his wife and daughter, and others. There was also a beautiful 22-year-old English woman named Charlotte Whitmore. I fell in love with her in 2 minutes, and she loved me too. A servant brought another guest, Mr. Charles Wentworth. He looked at me and said,
I think I know you.
Yes, I said.
You are the strange millionaire with the £1,000,000 note. This is a surprise. I never thought you were the same George Whitmore from San Francisco. 6 months ago you worked in the offices of Blake Hopkins. You had a small salary. Now you are a millionaire in London.
I cannot believe it either, I said. We remembered a night at the What Cheer restaurant at 2 a.m. with steak and coffee and 6 hours of work on the mining papers. Charles said,
You refused to come to London with me to sell the mine shares. You were right. It is impossible to sell them here. My plan failed. I spent all my money.
I said, You must tell me everything after the party. Charles had tears in his eyes. He said,
I need a friend.
I will listen, I said. The dinner was eaten with all the hard English rules. Then we played a game called cribbage. The English do not play for fun. They play to win or lose something. Charlotte and I played, but we did not care about the game. I looked at her and said, Miss Whitmore, I love you. She said softly, smiling.
I love you too, Mr. Whitmore.
I was honest with her. I told her I was poor and had no money. I explained the £1,000,000 note was not mine. I told her the whole story. She laughed and laughed. She thought it was very funny. I did not understand why it was funny. I also said I needed an important job with a big salary to pay my debts. Charlotte, will you come with me when I meet the two gentlemen? I asked.
Yes, if I can help.
She said, Of course you can. You are so lovely. With you there, they will give me any job and salary, I said. After the dinner party, Charles came to my hotel. He wanted to tell me his problems, but I did not listen. I only thought of Charlotte. At the hotel, Charles looked at the fine furniture.
You are rich, George, and I am poor.
He said. His words scared me. I was poor too. I had debts. I needed to win the bet. This was my last hope. Charles did not know the truth, he said.
George, a tiny part of your income can save me. I am desperate.
I told him, "My dear Charles, sit down, drink this hot whiskey, tell me everything." He told me again. The owners of the company sent him to England to sell the shares for $1 million. They told him he has 1 month to sell them. If he sells them for more than 1 million, he can keep the extra money. He tried everything, but nobody wanted the shares. Then he cried.
George, you can help me. Please. Give me $1 million and I will sell you all the shares. You will own the mine. Please do not refuse.
I wanted to tell him the truth. But then I had an intelligent idea. I said, "I will help you, Charles." He said,
Then I am safe. How can I thank you?
I said, "Wait, I have a better idea. The mine is good. Use my name. Send the buyers to me. People in London know me now. I will guarantee the mine. By using my name, you will sell them for $3 million. In 1 or 2 weeks, we will share the extra money, half for you, half for me." Charles was very happy. He danced and laughed. He said,
Your name. The rich people of London will run to buy. I am saved.
The next day, all of London talked about the California gold mine shares. I stayed in my hotel. When people came, I said, "Yes, I know Mr. Wentworth. He is honest. I lived in California. The mine has great value." People wanted to buy. Everyone stood in line to buy the shares. Every evening I spent time with Charlotte at the ambassador's house. I did not tell her about the shares. It was a surprise. We talked about our love and our future. The month ended. Rich people in London bought the shares. I had $1 million in the London and County Bank. Charles also had $1 million. It was time to meet the 2 old gentlemen. I wore my best clothes. I went to get Charlotte. We talked about the job and the salary. I said, "Charlotte, you are so beautiful. When they see you, they will give me any job and any salary." She said,
Jor, if we ask for too much, we may get nothing.
I said, "Do not be afraid." We arrived. The same servant opened the door. The 2 old gentlemen were having tea. They were surprised to see Charlotte. I introduced her and said, "Gentlemen, I am ready to report." One man said,
We are happy. The bet with my brother is finished. If you won, I will give you any job. Do you have the £1 million note?
"Here it is, sir," I said and gave it to him. He shouted.
I won.
Another brother said.
He survived. I lost £2,000.
I said, "I have more to tell, but it is a long story. I will tell it another time. For now, look at this." One man said.
This paper is for £200,000. Is it yours?
I said, "It is mine. I got it by using the banknote you gave me." They said.
This is amazing.
Charlotte looked surprised.
George, is that your money? You did not tell me the truth.
I said, "No, I did not, but I hope you forgive me." She said.
Do not be so sure.
"It was only for fun," I said. "Come, let us go." The gentleman said.
Wait! I want to give you the job and the salary you choose.
"Thank you," I said, "but I do not want the job."
George,
Charlotte said.
you did not thank the gentleman the right way. May I do it?
"Of course," I said. Charlotte walked to the gentleman, sat on his lap and kissed him. The 2 old gentlemen laughed. I was amazed.
Papa,
Charlotte said.
George does not want your job.
"Papa?" I asked.
Yes,
She said.
he is my stepfather. Now do you see why I laughed when you told me your story?
"My dear sir," I said, I want to take back my words. There is a job I want. He said,
Tell me.
I want the job of son-in-law.
Well, you were never a son-in-law before. Do you know how to do this job?
I said, try me for 30 or 40 years.
Then take her.
He said. Charlotte and I were very happy. There are not enough words to say how happy we were. When people in London heard my full story with the banknote, they talked about it all the time. Charlotte's father took the banknote to the Bank of England. He changed it for money. Then he gave us the cancelled banknote as a wedding gift. We put the banknote in a frame. We hung it on the wall in our new home. So I always say, yes, this is a £1,000,000 banknote, but it bought only one thing in its life. The most valuable thing in the world, Charlotte.
Dear friend, please write what you think about the video and share it with your friends. Thank you. Your like and subscribe is very valuable for me. Please don't forget. Thank you so much.